My company is working with hospitality and tourism schools all across the world. And this month I'm doing my kind of European trips. And then later on next month I'm going to go to Australia and to the Far East to present to schools there. And as a company, we arrange placements outside of your home country. So we're placing students in the UK, where I'm from, but we're also placing students to the Far East, in countries like Hong Kong, Singapore, we're placing in the Maldives, we're also placing in the Caribbean. We're doing quite a lot of placements in the Middle East, in places like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Doha. These are exotic locations, and these are in 4- and 5-star hotels on the whole. And we're placing in a variety of different roles. The other thing which I think is very different from many other people is that we arrange paid placements. All the placements that we do are entirely paid. So they actually are mainly jobs. The other thing is that when you go overseas, we give you a package which looks after your immigration. It's very important when you go overseas to work that you have your work permits and you have your visas all correct. So we make sure that you get that, and we also make sure that you get support when you arrive. For instance, we're currently arranging a placement for an Australian candidate, because I was in Australia back in May with the Blue Mountain Hotel School there, and we've got a candidate coming from that school to the UK, and we've actually found him accommodation. So we've gone beyond finding him a placement, but we've actually got him accommodation as well and made sure that he arrives safely. So it's a whole package that we do. We have a speciality in hospitality management which goes beyond operational roles. We do place in operational roles for people that are on short internships, but for many students when they graduate, after studying very hard and spending a lot of money on their courses, they want to aspire, they want to aim for a management role. So we're often looking for that first career role, and that's the other side of what we do. We arrange internships, but we also arrange first-time career roles. For example, very recently I've placed a student from a school like this into an HR role as a team leader at the Grand Hyatt in Doha. And we arranged a package for her which included accommodation, a tax-free salary, a very generous tax-free salary, meals on duty and off duty, and her visa as well, and her air ticket. We actually got her air ticket. So she came over from actually Mexico, and she was studying in France, but she went back to her home country, Mexico, and they got an air ticket within 5 days for her to come once they hired her. And she's got a particularly generous contract in that when she leaves the employment, if she's worked there for at least 2 years, she gets a certain percentage of her salary as a gratuity, as like a tip. So she gets that tax-free. And students are looking for that type of role from us, looking for very good, prestigious organizations, but looking for that first career role, sometimes outside operational areas. We do arrange internships from 3 months, 6 months to 12 months. And in some of those cases, the schools have said to us they would like to get a training plan of what you might be involved with. So we've been able to do that in some cases by asking the hotel to sign a training plan to explain what you're going to learn. And that's been very important, not only when you're there, but actually when you finish the placement, you can then show potential employers, people that you're going to take a job with, what kind of tasks that you've done on your internships. So we've been involved with training plans also. We've only worked with 4- and 5-star hotels, but they tend to be divided up into 2 types. They tend to be divided up into branded hotels, very international names that are up on board there. But we've also worked with some very independent hotels And I think students should consider a variety of options. We are at this time arranging some placements. We've got interviews going on now with the Ritz-Carlton, for example. We've been talking to the Atlantis Hotel, been talking to Shangri-La. These international brands, we're very much used to their procedures and systems. But students, when they first come to us, have lots of different options. And one of the things that we do is to speak to you and before we take you on a placement. And we want to understand perhaps what your career objectives are and try to find the right environment for you. All the placements that we've have so far, we've tried our best, very best, to get a package of accommodation, of meals, obviously paid, help with immigration, and in some cases help with airline tickets as well. So we're trying to provide that kind of reassurance to you, because sometimes you may find a job, but then you have to get everything else sorted as well, and it's a little bit more hard work for you. So we try to provide that package there. What kind of things do we include and what don't we include as an agency? We include the placement, the work permits. We use specialist advisors if you need it. We don't generally need to do that. We work with the hotels as visa sponsors. We give you all the support, such as I've recently placed an Australian candidate to the UK. We provide accommodation support for him. We've helped him with arrival information, even getting the bus and the trains as well, even advising him from the airport which way to turn left or right. We've actually given him quite a map. When you're going from the other side of the world and you're flying 24 hours, you get disorientated. So we've given him as much information. If you're interested, what do you do next? That's often the next question going through people's minds. If you're interested, the first thing to do is to email me your CV, email me your resume, okay? We can give the school some templates of resumes that we use, but once you've done that, we arrange a Skype interview with you. We assess you, we talk to you about what you want to do and how we can help you. If we can help you, we'll take you on the scheme, and we take a small deposit. We're taking a deposit about £100 at the moment. The reason for that is that we've had students in the past that we've found jobs for, and then later on they've taken all the job offers, but then they haven't gone forward. So it takes a lot of our time. So we've taken a small deposit. We don't charge you anything else apart from that deposit at that stage. When you get interviews, and we arrange interviews, we give you advice, we give you hand-holding, we give you support. And only once you get a letter of offer do we come back to you and then say that we need to charge you. We don't charge you that and if you don't want it to go forward. So if you get a letter of offer from a hotel and you look at it and you think about it and you Google it and you say, well, and you look at TripAdvisor and you say, well, I don't like it, that's okay. You know, we don't charge you. We'll give you a second opportunity and we'll give you a third opportunity. But after 3 opportunities, we kind of talk to you whether we're doing the right job for you, okay? If we do get you an offer and you like it, we would arrange to charge you for that before we go any further. The charges vary. The charges vary from about £1,500 all the way to about £2,000, depending upon the job. So we've placed somebody in a management role, we charge them more. If it's an internship, we charge them less. If it's only about 3 months in the UK, and we've charged them about 500 or 600 euros. So it just depends upon the type of duration, the type of role, and the type of responsibility also as well.